My name is Dana White, and I'm the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The UFC started back in 1993, and really a bunch of television guys got together with the Gracie family and wanted to answer the age-old question of which fighting style is the best. And, you know, could a boxer beat a wrestler? Could a karate guy beat a kung fu guy? The Gracies are a family from Brazil, and their father, Helio Gracie, took a form of judo and Japanese jiu-jitsu and created his own style, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And he used to fight down in Brazil, would challenge anybody to come and fight him in his style and against him. And which pretty much what his kids ended up doing when they came over to America. They were challenging any martial artist to come and you know, fight them, and they would use Brazilian jiu-jitsu and they would win. They put on their first event, and it was so successful that they did another and another and another. What they never realized is that they were creating a sport, because the answer to that age-old question is no one fighting style is the best. You need a little piece of everything to be a complete fighter. UFC 1, the guy who's, you know, a legend of this sport, and the guy who really helped kick off the UFC was Royce Gracie. Royce Gracie, you know, in the early UFCs, cleaned house. He came in and beat everybody. Guys who were bigger than him, guys who were stronger than him. I think he won the first 3. At the time, nobody knew Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that style was kept dominating because nobody else knew how to do it. Then once everybody learned how to do Jiu-Jitsu, you know, you see today there isn't a Gracie as the world champion of the UFC. You know, it even proved to the Gracies that even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wasn't the dominant style. No one style is dominant. You have to be well-versed in every fighting style. And I think that's why this sport has become so exciting too, because I came from boxing, and it was actually Jiu-Jitsu that made me start to love mixed martial arts. I had never done it before, and you know, the philosophy was, you know, 80-something% of all fights end up on the ground. And most guys didn't know what to do on the ground. You did the high school headlock or, you know, something like that. Once you started to learn jiu-jitsu, the interesting thing was, for every move, there's a counter move. And it really is like kinetic chess. It's like playing chess with your body. And I was blown away by it. Me and my partners tried it, and then we started training in it 4 days a week. And, you know, we wanted to learn more than the other guy learned so we could submit him next time we all wrestled. And it really is an incredible sport. And then when you put it together with everything else, it's amazing. It's like boxing. I was such a huge boxing fan, and boxing is so one-dimensional to me now. It's unless it's a great fight, it's a war, it's pretty boring to me. You know, Royce just came back about 1.5 years ago to fight Matt Hughes at 170 pounds. Matt Hughes is a farm kid who grew up in Iowa and wrestled, you know, college wrestling, and has been the most dominant welterweight champion in UFC history, and he beat Royce Gracie about 1.5 years ago. There's different styles of fighting. There's obviously boxing, kickboxing or Muay Thai, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. Those are really the styles. There is no one dominant style. It depends on what you're good at. If you're a really good wrestler, you build an arsenal around wrestling. If you're a really good striker, you use that and you build an arsenal around your striking. And when I say arsenal, meaning you make sure that you're good enough to not get taken down, and if you do get taken down, you're good enough to not get caught in a submission and to get back up to your feet. The trick is, you know, be better than everybody else at everything. You know, really the father of mixed martial arts was Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was preaching those philosophies back in the 60s and 70s. Back in the day, they'd only teach Asians how to, you know, martial arts. He came over here and would teach anybody of any color or race, and he never believed in one style. He tried to get away from styles because, you know, some guys are taller, some guys are shorter, some guys are strong, some guys are not, you know, and everybody has different attributes, and he felt that one style wouldn't work for everybody, and he was right. You needed to have a little piece. He believed you needed to train in everything to be a complete fighter. You know, the sport has changed so much from back when Royce Gracie fought. You know, it was really popular. At that time, it did such good pay-per-view buys it rivaled the WWE and big boxing events at the time. Then there was a lull, which we call the dead period, you know, when it got taken off cable. The reason it got taken off pay-per-view at the time was because Senator John McCain said, you guys can't be putting on fights that aren't run by the athletic commission. You have to fight underneath these state athletic commissions. People didn't want to attach themselves to this no-holds-barred, crazy fighting shit that was going on, you know what I mean? People weren't willing to be seen in the stands of the old no-holds-barred Ultimate Fighting. When my company bought the UFC, it was basically bankrupt. It was going under. We had a vision for this thing and how we thought we could change it and you know, make the live events more exciting, make the television production more exciting. I always felt that there was this many people that want to watch a no-holds-barred, anything-goes fight. And there's this many people that want to watch a real sport with real athletes. The process of getting this thing on track and trying to bring it to the masses and make it more mainstream was absolutely brutal. It was such a huge risk. We saw this thing and invested millions and millions of dollars into it with no guarantee of any return. But we were that passionate about it. And that's one of the beautiful things about this sport is people who get anywhere near it become so passionate about it. My partners are in the casino business. These guys have like the 4th largest gaming company in the United States. They touched this thing and became passionate about it. Passionate enough to drop $44 million into it, you know, over 3 years. When we bought this thing, New Jersey had given the old owner a temporary license to hold one event, and they'd see how it would go, how it went and everything else. Then after, you know, a couple successful events had been held in New Jersey, we got together with Nevada and all these other state athletic commissions started getting together, and we created what was called the unified rules. Most fights are 3 5-minute rounds, and title fights are 5 5-minute rounds. And you know, we score this. The Nevada State Athletic Commission. These guys go through the medical testing, drug testing. There's doctors on site, just like professional boxing. It's basically set up just like professional boxing. And there's 3 judges there, a referee inside, and the 3 judges score the fight on a 10-point must system. Now we're sanctioned in over 33 states. You know, you had all the old fans of this thing, you know, oh, they killed it, they destroyed it, you know, now it's watered down, now it's this, now it's that. No, we took it from the freak show that it was and you know, turned it into a real sport. Think about